According to a survey, the UK is becoming more attractive to companies after Brexit for investment. By the way, you should stay tuned until the end if you don't want to miss anything interesting. And if you don't want to miss anything at all, just subscribe to my channel and click the little bell. The country overtook India in the ranking of the most attractive investment locations and pushed the former colony from fourth place as the consulting firm PricewaterhouseCoopers announced on Friday in its survey of more than 5,000 companies. The top three remain unchanged. The USA leads the ranking, followed by China and Germany. Great Britain owes the improved attraction to the fact that it was an independent country, said PwC boss Bob Moritz on the Reuters Global Markets Forum. American and German companies in particular would like to invest in the UK. Great Britain formally left the European Union on January 31st, 2020. A new trade agreement between the two sides was signed on December 24th and has been in force since the beginning of the year provisionally. According to the information, China continues to lag behind the US as the preferred investment destination. The companies were worried by the trade war between the two countries and unfair practices in China, it said. And another thing, online trading is booming and there is no end in sight. Internationalization offers retailers the opportunity to scale further. But there are some obstacles to overcome in 2021. E-commerce in Germany entered a new dimension in 2020. 15% growth, 83.3 billion euros in sales, according to the Federal Association of E-commerce and Mail Order. And 2021 could be the even bigger boom year, because many people have come to appreciate the convenience of online shopping. Me too, but I still hope we can support our local shops soon again. For retailers, scaling the business often also means orienting themselves more internationally. But there could be a few obstacles this year, and one name we heard very often. With Brexit, an obstacle has become real. It shows that free trade in Europe is a fragile good. Great Britain has been a de facto third country for other EU countries since January 1st. Despite the partnership agreement between Great Britain and the EU at the last minute, the turn of the year came with a rude awakening for many retailers. For example, a customs declaration is required for duty-free articles. If the value of goods exceeds 135 British pounds, import sales tax must be paid. Depending on the type of transaction, for example, whether it is sold through a marketplace, the local trader has to register for sales tax across the English Channel. Given the complexity, many traders have withdrawn from doing business with the UK for the time being. At the beginning of July 2021, it will be particularly interesting for EU-wide trade. Then, the largest EU sales tax reform for e-commerce since the European single market was founded in 1993 is due. So far, companies that trade cross-border with end consumers have had to contact the local tax authorities in the respective destination countries in order to meet their sales tax obligations. For dealers, this means a lot of effort and high costs. Without tax advice in the respective country, the requirements can hardly be met. With the upcoming reform, the so-called VAT e-commerce package, the requirements of e-commerce are to be taken into account. Unfortunately, the project does not do justice to modern online trading in many areas and appears to be out of date even before it comes into force. The approach is correct per se, namely to provide a digital one-stop shop, an OSS, via which cross-border sales tax compliance can be processed centrally and in a standardized manner, without retailers having to register for sales tax purposes in the target country and submit sales tax returns there. However, due to the rapid development in e-commerce and a lengthy legislative process, entrepreneurs will not be able to declare all sales via the IOSS that are now typical for online trading. Only so-called distance sales can be declared. These are, to put it simply, cross-border deliveries of goods to private customers. The reality of the platform economy looks different, however. More and more retailers are using multiple sales channels and the cross-border logistics structures of the large marketplaces. In doing so, they generate a whole series of transactions that cannot be explained via the OSS. These dealers must therefore continue to register in the respective EU member state and also submit regular local sales tax returns. For retailers, the reform means that additional requirements will be placed on their compliance processes. Since, on the one hand, it is advisable in most cases to report distance sales centrally via the OSS, these must be recorded as a separate type of transaction. This is currently not yet possible in almost all ERP and shop systems that are predominantly used in online trading. Due to the consistent destination principle, ERP and especially shop systems must also be able to access internal or external automated sales tax logic. It must be possible to determine the tax rates in almost real time. Many retailers are little or not at all aware of the importance of future compliance requirements, be it driven by the EU sales tax reform or Brexit. The wrong conclusion would be to avoid international trade given the complexity. A fatal development that thwarted the idea of free cross-border trade. After all, international trade offers great opportunities for scaling. Retailers will therefore not be able to avoid the need to face the technology of compliance and back-end processes even more intensively in the future in order to act efficiently and in compliance with the rules. In e-commerce, not everything is E that should be E. And this is just another example of the issues we are dealing with in the future. The EU is getting faster with the legislation, but not fast enough yet. And at the same time, Brexit will be a gift keep on giving. So, not a nice situation for anyone. Just one question for my very experienced viewers. For some time now, I'm using OBS to film with my iPhone 11 and use this wonderful microphone at the same time, and it all worked well. And suddenly 2 days ago it started that sometimes I have a delay in the audio. If I turn it on and off several times, in the end it works again. But is there any crack out there that knows anything about this, why this is happening, and what I can do against this? Because I have to check every few minutes if it's still working. Otherwise I can throw away hours of video footage, and I had this on Friday. That's why on Saturday there were short videos again. It's really annoying. If you have any advice, please leave a comment. It's a new system for me and I really hate it at the moment. But I still want to use that microphone because the sound is really better and it only goes in this combination. And otherwise, if you want to stay informed, please subscribe to my channel. Auf Wiedersehen.